I now welcome Rachel Sebesta for a very special introduction.
Growing up as kids, Lukas and I were always each other's best friends. While it may have changed as time has gone on, I still pride myself on being one of the few that knows him the best. Lukas has always had the biggest heart in our family, even though it may be hard for him to show it at times. Getting to see my brother share his big heart with Kansas FFA this year has truly been a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Now, please welcome my brother and your 2019-2020 Kansas State FFA Treasurer Lukas Sebesta for his retiring address. Don't forget.
YOURSELF. Yourself is a simple word, 8 letters and 2 syllables. But what does it mean? Is it our tastes or our preferences? To put it simply, the word yourself is who we are and our identity. And we are all books that are constantly being written. By knowing ourselves, we can dig down deep and discover ourselves in a more powerful and meaningful way. As life goes on, we have constant chances to grow and change. Sometimes in positive directions, other times in negative ones. If we aren't intentional with that growth or change, however, we can regress or fall back into a negative direction. In 8th grade, fitting in was a big part of my life. For if I did based off all my actions and decisions of what the in crowd would have wanted. For if the cool kids thought I was cool enough, talked the right way, and dressed just right, I could be one of them. Through my words and actions, I accomplished this task. Without thinking it through, however, I cut off ties with people that would support me later on in my future. And in hindsight, it came around to bite me. Now, my plan to fit in never really took off the ground and failed miserably. The people that I tried to impress started to push me away and lumped me with the people that I had distanced myself from. Through their words and their actions, which were not always positive, and my choices, I began to feel lonely, upset, and isolated. I began to question everything I knew, including myself. It was so bad that I wanted to change schools. I wanted to leave where I was, and I questioned who I was. It was at this moment in my life I lost the one thing that I knew, who I was. However, as that year went on, I began to find my new role in the space that was being created around me. I was able to carve out an area that allowed me to be myself all the time. It all started for me in the last 9 weeks of 8th grade, which was my first exposure to FFA and agricultural education for the first time. These experiences helped define me as Lukas Sebesta and help recognize me for me. Although those feelings I had earlier did not go away all at once, they did eventually disappear. Now, the people that supported me in high school are the ones that supported me for me. And because those feelings hurt, it allowed me to rediscover who I was and redefine my role in where I was at. Before this point in my life, I forgot something. I forgot the one bit of advice that so many people offer us. Don't forget who you are. Now, we hear this saying every day, and sometimes, like my case, we can forget it. As life moves on, we are moving faster and faster. That identity that we know of ourselves can wear down, fall, or fade to the back of our minds. Now, more than ever, our world is changing, and our future is uncertain. People all over the world will soon be determining what their new role will be. This strange moment in time gives us a chance to ask ourselves two questions: who we are and who we want to be. But defining that new role doesn't come without its own set of challenges. We have to decide who we are moving forward. Are we going to be the person that strives to impress others, or are we going to be ourselves? By knowing ourselves, we can be happy and find our place. It actually helps to create a step-by-step guide towards a solution. 1. What are your interests? What are things that you're interested in doing or things you love to do the most? 2. Find your personal values. Find the personal values that you hold near and dear to your heart. Now, your personal values could be honesty, loyalty, kindness, or having a big heart. 3rd, find a group of people. Find a group of people that shares those same values as you and respects your interests. Now, after this session is over, go out and give that group of people a call and just talk. However, now this group of people does not come together overnight. But we keep our choice values at the front of our choices and take the action of reaching out, we can find ourselves and others having truly life-changing experiences. Bryce Courtney, a South African advertising director and novelist, once wrote in his book, The Power of One, said, "Sometimes the slightest things change the direction of our lives. The merest breath of a circumstance, a moment that connects like a meteorite striking the earth. Lives have swiveled and changed direction on the strength of a chance remark." Sometimes those remarks can create an energy of change within ourselves, which allows us to see ourselves in a brand new role. That spark is part of something that we all have inside of us, which is all part of our journey. We all have a part of ourselves that we hold so closely, and unfortunately, sometimes we lose it. Remember during that time that being yourself is staying true to you, who you are, even in the toughest of times. Your personality, values, and interests all make you truly you. By knowing ourselves, we can be happy and grow in a way that is unique to us. Remember that the word yourself is your identity, which is the one constant in your life that you have the power to set and control. So above all else, don't forget who you are.